Not a whole lot.
Nothing much.
Nothing much.
Wait till the stream actually starts up, or is it just something? Sounds like she's having mic problems.
Hello.
There
Hi.
we go.
I was just waiting on everybody.
We're still missing a wild ip.
I can share everybody else's though, I guess.
May have overslept. Was he?
Okay, so I'm gonna be posting some things in the character info for painting and art channel. I will post Bruno when it gets on.
Oh
Says he's on mobile.
my god. They look so good.
They look incredible, Angela.
Oh my god, Darts looks like freaking
Lestat?
well, Lestat, yes, but I was thinking of the not Alucard. Yeah, it's Alucard from
Yeah, that's the whole
it looks
base.
it looks
Yeah.
like Alucard from Castlevania.
Yeah, Castlevania. That's what I based him off of.
Saw Darts and I was like, wow, what a pronounced neck.
He looking down his nose. It's kind of the angle I was trying to get. I always have issues with darts.
Yeah.
Zelda looks really
But-
good.
Yes.
I don't
they
know.
all
The hair
really
looks
good.
glorious. I love it.
I really like Alarin's portrait.
I really like
Alarin?
Zella's. I really like Zella's eyes, especially.
So Alarin, a couple hours after I did him, I'm like, oh god, did I just draw Ryan Reynolds?
Oh my god.
I kind of see the resemblance.
I can't unsee it. But I do like the fact that he's got like that sideways smirk and it looks like he's raising his right eyebrow. Just like,
Yeah.
really? You're criticizing my music?
I love the one you did of Vera. It very much captures Vera.
She's
Less
a little
like-
bit fierce, but
Yeah. More so what she's gonna be like now than what she was like. Because she was like either constantly happy or constantly pouty.
yeah. With Zella, I wanted kind of a disinterested gaze.
Definitely feel judged.
Yeah, very judgy. Although that might change.
That might change.
That might change. Well, It's very likely to change.
Okay.
Well,
I cried a lot. I wrote a eulogy
Okay.
for her people.
Great.
And
I
it
mean,
made me cry.
I mean, after a traumatic event like that, that makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, she's not gonna yeah. Let's just yeah.
let's leave it there for now. Wow, so
Um,
there's gonna be a lot of character change. Great.
Bruno was really interesting to draw. I redrew him like 5 times.
Yeah.
So I
Some
just
of you.
need.
I heard that you. I heard that you were sharing something with us, and I was like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I did these 5 in one night.
Wow.
It took me a whole half a day to do Bruno.
That's wild.
But
With the amount of quality that you put into all these portraits, one night?
one
What
night
night?
I had a wild hair up my ass.
Apparently, holy shit.
Did you get a Bruno portrait done by chance?
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
I scrolled up, I didn't see it.
Yeah, no,
Or you
I
waiting
didn't.
for
Yeah,
Ip
it's
to
not
I'm
join?
posted
waiting for
yet.
him.
We're waiting for Ip to join.
I did have to send Ip a line art of like a first draft line art just to make sure that it was okay.
Yeah.
But otherwise the lines have changed. So
There you go.
I love them. I love them all.
I don't want to wait.
He should be in here in another minute or two.
That's fun.
Yeah, and he
I
can-
messaged him, he said he's up. He's waiting for D&D, and I'm like, okay, well.
We're all here. We're
hop in
ready.
here. Hop in here, there's a present for you.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You have captured the essence of all of our characters.
What kind of
Magic,
magic?
Angela.
What kind of magic have you put upon us? You really channeled the essence of Zella and just be like, ooh, magic. Poof! Channel the essence.
Yeah, Bruno, most of the stuff I did for Bruno was shading. Lots and lots and lots of shading. So much shading. My hand hurt
From shading.
Yeah, mine
from
would hurt.
shading. And then yeah, no, it was a very interesting experience.
I also
But-
love how different they all are.
Each
Because
one has
that's-
their own vibe.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to the stream, everyone. We're gonna get started very shortly. Just waiting on one member to join us. But yeah, hope everybody has fun today. You can see we have updated character portraits, and now Bruno is in there with us. So, yeah. Oi. Okay, just so everybody is aware.
Oh, they're updated too on the thing, on the
Yep.
Twitch thing. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh god, I have to pull that up.
Lexley is the only one not surprised by these portraits.
Lexley is the only one that got to see them all beforehand.
I see nothing, I hear nothing, I know nothing.
Hear no evil, speak no evil.
But yeah. We got him.
Oh my. Oh my gosh. This is wild.
Lexley, was it easier this time because they were all the same canvas size?
Yes, significantly.
I decided I wasn't gonna do any other project until I got them all done.
Yeah, so what would have taken me significantly longer took me like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because once you size the first one, you just adjust the percentage aspect ratio for the others to the exact same.
Can I get body portraits in the same style for all the people?
I can sure try.
You'll probably have to give her quite a significantly longer time to
Yes.
do that.
Well, that's
Yes.
fine. I just think it'd be interesting to know her portrayal on our characters. Me wandering around with all my instruments.
Oh man, it makes me want to do a comic, like a graphic novel.
Do a graphic novel of our Strahd campaign.
Yeah.
Could be a
Okay.
thing.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome.
It's not morning.
For
It's morning for him.
for Ip it is.
It's 11
I
o'clock
don't know
over here,
time
guys.
zones. Okay.
It go to character info for painting and art.
Okay. He's beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god, now I'm not gonna be able to unsee that either.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Excellent.
Uh,
Thanks for the follow.
she compared Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds
I got
to,
hosted.
Or she compared Allerin to Ryan Reynolds. Right? I mean,
Yep.
you can't not see the
Yep.
resemblance.
Yes, they're all beautiful.
And then, in my opinion, the one for darts looks like Lestat from Interview with a Vampire.
I could see it.
Yep. I would have also accepted Lestat from Queen of the Damned, because, I mean, he stars in that one too.
That is
But he
so
has shorter hair in
odd.
that one.
What's odd?
Okay, so I had it up on my second monitor, and I moved Discord to my main, and the colors on my second one did
Yeah.
not show as much green. I did not know how much detail was in Zella's hair. Holy shit!
Yeah. So for darts on my laptop, his hair looks pink.
Honestly, it looks pink here too. So
Oh.
On the drawing tablet, it looks white, like a yellow blonde.
honestly, I
Yeah,
feel
it
like
is.
it would be a little pinky though. Let's be honest. There's no way that he kept his blood-stained hair completely white.
It looks very like platinum blonde on my computer, so
It's got a kind of pinkish tone for it for me, so.
Yeah, it was really hard. I tried to. Darts always gives me issues. It's like all the light colors, and then red.
Mhm.
But for some reason, Allerin's fine.
Right?
Because Allerin's is more of a whitish gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have a new profile picture.
But yeah, if you take a look at everyone's hair, there's a lot of color. Even in, let me see if I can see it in darts. You can't really see it in darts. Sorry, darts.
No, it's fine. I really like it.
But you can see it in all the red hair.
Mm-hmm.
you can definitely see it in Allerton's. All the
You
different
can also
colors.
see, yeah, I was gonna say in Alleron's you can see it in the coat.
Yeah. Shading takes up 90% of my drawing time.
Well, as it should. Shading's one of the harder things to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and lighting, because then it's like, where's the light coming from? Where is it gonna hit?
I'm staring at Bruno's beard It's just amazing.
I had no visual.
It's the
You
kind
thought
of
it looked
beard
like
I
a
wish I
beef
could
too?
grow in real life.
I had no visual on
No,
most
that's
of
my
our
character.
characters until now, and now like I see them and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like
I tried to find any reference, like other than the black and white bugbear you gave me, any reference for a bugbear, and I always got hobgoblin, and I was like, that's not what I want.
Oh, if you wanted bugbear pictures, I could have got you that.
Oh, yeah, well, too late now.
It doesn't matter. This magnificent creature that is now known as Bruno, is quite appealing.
so, Angela, I love looking back at your first drawing
Oh my
of
God.
Vienna and on this one, and just looking at the difference between
I
the
know.
two.
I was doing for Brandon because I personally had to get his opinion on every single one. I would have the second picture up, and then I'd unveil the third, because you can see the progression. Like, it's just crazy. But yeah, I think I deleted the first picture I drew of Vera, to be honest.
No, it's still in here.
It's in character info.
Well,
It's up
I deleted it.
there.
My
Copy of it.
computer.
Original copy of it.
Yes,
That's okay.
but
What's happening?
Don't worry, it's on the internet, so it's out there forever.
It can never be
Erase.
destroyed.
Anyway, shall we get into D&D?
Probably.
I don't know. I'd kind of just
No.
admiring.
I'm
the
admiring.
Who needs D&D when you have art? Like, screw the rest of that.
Yeah, I planned on the fact that there was probably going to be a little bit of a delay today when we started because there was the big unveiling of the new character portraits. So.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for the next iteration that makes them
Oh
even
my
more
God.
human-like.
I'm working on like my shading and lighting, and
What program are you using to do your
Clip Studio.
studio?
Yeah. It's
It's pretty good, and I'm
Yeah.
using a 16-inch tablet. Is that a 16-inch?
no.
No. How big is that?
It's like 24.
24. That seems big.
Well, the measurement is from corner to corner, like the diagonal way. So.
Okay. Well, a big tablet.
Yeah. This is the kind of work that I wish I could
Practice.
produce, and
Practice.
I have been. It's just my style is so much different than this, and it's
Well, there's nothing wrong with different style.
Yep.
I also watched a lot of a lot of artists on Twitch, and kind of took inspiration from their shading styles, their line work styles. So,
Yep. Study and practice.
and on this one, I wanted to do the lines the same, like similar colors to the drawing instead of black, which I think adds.
Yeah, it doesn't make them look as they look less cartoony.
Yeah.
yeah. I just need to get more styluses for my phone because I have the Wacom tablet and I have software on my computer. But the way that my software works, it doesn't do shading the same way. It makes the colors all weird when I do overlay. That's why I like doing it on my phone, but I lost my stylus.
Good job.
I have like 4.
Yeah.
Well, and that makes a large difference also is having the right tools and the right programs to do the things that you need to do.
Yeah.
Hold on. Check out that video, and then maybe take a look at the software that she uses.
Okay.
in that video because it's in the description. What software she uses? She
So-
uses Sai and Photoshop CC. I don't know if they're free or not.
No, they are not.
Photoshop.
Photoshop
No.
will not be.
No, I have a subscription for Adobe to get access to Photoshop and Lightroom, which is like
$160 a year.
no. Oh yeah, like a year, but it's like $15 a month.
Yeah. What? We bought Clip Studio when
Yeah.
when Angela got the tablet. So
Yep.
Yeah,
A lot
it
of
was,
these programs get spendy as fuck.
yes.
Yeah, it was like $100 and something to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you have access to the Pro.
And yeah, I got the higher end, but I don't even know all the tools yet, so I'm still learning it. I think next time I want to try without harsh lines at all,
Yeah.
but
All right. Well, let's get started. Now that everybody has had their time to admire their portraits. So, last time, you all spent the night in the tower of Kazan. Darts activating the animated armor in the tower. Enra finishing up work on her rifle, I guess, her special project.
Yep.
Is that completed now then?
Yeah, it's all done.
Yeah, Ip helped me finish it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were doing a rush job.
And
Shit,
then
we're all waking up in my safety bubble,
Ah.
except for Darts and Bruno because they stayed up.
but yeah, you guys
and Bella, 'cause she stayed up.
yes, you guys met Esmeralda, the apprentice to Von Richten, and she decided to join you all, and you began traveling on her cart the next day after killing a large pack of werewolves with a bombardment of spells. The next day you began travel. After a day's worth of travel, you made camp for the night. Bubble was up, but as you slept, the clouds parted and a blood moon rose in its full form, and two of your party members, Ismark and Vera, transformed into their wolf forms due to the curse of lycanthropy that they had contracted. Running off, Darts, awoken, chased after Vera. Ismark went wild in the carriage where he slept with Zella's retainers, two of which got mauled to death. The other one was bitten but survived. After the night where Darts was chasing down Vera, the rest of the party dug a pair of graves for the two fallen retainers, while the other one rested. And the bubble was up, and you're all making plans for the next day. And that's where we're going to pick up, is the morning after the blood moon. Darts and Vera are still missing, and then
Who all
yeah.
gets treated to a long rest for this?
um
That'd be me because I went back to sleep.
I only need to rest for half the night.
so it would be Bruno, Enra and Alarin all get the long rest treatment. Because I'm assuming Bruno went to sleep after helping dig the graves.
Mm.
Okay. So half the party gets a long rest. Alright. What are you guys doing? I mean the party members that are at the camp, what are you all doing?
Well, guys, I know that Darts ran off after Vera last night, or what became of Vera last night. Do we want to wait for him here, or do we want to attempt to meet him somewhere? We didn't really tell him that we were leaving, so he really might assume that we're staying here.
I don't think it's going to be wise to stay put anywhere in Barovia. Anytime we've stayed in one spot for any length of time, we've been attacked.
Barovia is not really known for its accepting nature of its inhabitants, eh?
But we get attacked when we move different places, anyways.
Yep, so it's best that we move and get progress towards our goals then.
Alright, well, I know we were heading for Arnold Bostel, or whatever that place is called.
Argon Vostholt.
Argon Bostel. Hey, I almost...
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're heading for Arnold do we want to continue on our path, or do we want to... I suppose that would be where he would meet us, if we were not here when he arrived.
I mean, at this point, maybe they have something that can help protect us.
About all we can hope for at this point. We have two party members who have changed.
Yeah.
And, there's not necessarily a cure for that. We don't know. I never heard anything from my source about getting a cure after the first change. So we would
I
have to get
so
more
did not
information.
sign up for all this.
Where is Zella's last porter? Or attended person?
I'm assuming you guys put him in the carriage.
Okay, how far away from the carriage are we?
You guys, like, the bubble was right up against it, so you guys are really close to it.
Okay.
He-
Zella's gonna
he's
look.
Probably asleep. He had a rough night.
Okay. Well, she's gonna still kind of semi-whisper. He's been bit, and we don't know when this is gonna happen again. I think it's best if maybe we put him to rest with Arthur and Ledger.
That's some extreme decision there.
Well, you saw what happened without a cure, and there's no guarantee. And he wouldn't want to live that kind of life.
Are you sure he's comfortable with you making that decision?
I don't.
I don't know that I want to kill a helpless man before he even has a chance.
You know, should he turn, we can deal with it then. Really, I can't kill someone in cold blood.
Is it cold blood or is it mercy?
It would be cold blood. Yeah. How far away are we from Argon Vesthold?
Probably
Oh,
about.
Still,
This
right?
would be asking the party.
Well, Darts knew exactly because he conferred with the map. But from my understanding, we should be about a day, maybe a day and a half.
You guys are about 3/4 of the day, roughly.
Let's
Like a day's worth of travel would get you there.
let's see what we can find there. And should it come to it, you know, deal with it after it happens.
Agree.
I cannot, in good conscience, kill an innocent person.
I understand.
Killing a beast is one thing. Killing a mindless beast, but killing a person, I don't know that I can do that unless they were trying to kill me instead.
I understand.
Right.
She goes and sits by him
Hmm.
What's your
in the
take
cart.
on all this, Bruno? You've
Oh.
been very quiet.
Yeah.
I'll go over to Zella and simply ask, alright, so this is your concubine. What would you like to be done to him?
I would have liked for none of them to die. But it's too late for that. I know what he would want, but obviously he wouldn't want to die. But he wouldn't want to live a life where he hurts others. So that's why I asked.
Aye, that'd be a fair thing. I wouldn't really want to live a life where I'm stuck killing everybody that I can see. But I offer you this. I can either mercy punch him right now, or we can wait and see if there's possibly a cure for everybody else as well as him.
If we get to where we need to go and there is a cure, that is fine. Although I don't know what good it would do if he just ends up in harm's way again. But I don't know. I'm lost.
Well, that's fine. Being lost is not necessarily a bad thing. It's being lost for too long that's a bad thing.
Then
Oh.
perhaps we should find our way before we make rash decisions.
Aye. But the question is, would you like him to still be with you if you had the chance? Or would you not? Because we do have a chance. But he is your friend.
He is not my friend.
Oh, well,
He is
never
my
mind.
family.
Oh, even better. He's your family.
The only family I have left now.
Well, then I suppose you'd want him with you if you're good.
Let's get going.
Right.
It's really hard for me to talk like that without crying.
So you guys are prepping to move on?
Move on, yeah.
Yeah.
Staying in one
moving.
place is bad, moving is bad, but moving is the less bad. So,
Relatively.
no sense leaving ourselves open for more attacks.
Okay.
Oh, that's the thing. Like moving gets us something,
Yeah.
whereas staying put doesn't. And if we're gonna be attacked, we might as well get something out of being attacked.
Okay. Are you doing anything to let the missing members know what's going on?
Hold on, let me see what I got for. I think I got
No.
a spell that I can put in here that'll stay for a little while.
Well, you figure that out. Dart.
No, I don't have a spell. I thought I did.
Okay. Darts, I need you to make me a survival check.
Survival.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at those too. 23.
Did you make it a disadvantage because of your exhaustion?
I did not. I can roll one more time.
Uh,
That will be 17.
so I have a question for the DM, quick.
Sure.
Because we've been talking like this, and we've kind of spoken, and we've done our thing, and we've kind of persuaded everybody to move on. Because Alarin was part of the conversation, could we count this as like an inspiring moment for the moving
No.
forward? Damn it.
No.
Alright. Damn it. Alright, whatever.
You have to do something that's inspiring.
I really don't feel inspired by it.
I don't feel inspired.
Inspired to save a life? Come on.
No, this is like, these people are gonna get me killed one of these nights.
Darts, it's gonna take you probably about 4 hours to get back to where the camp was.
Okay, that's
So.
less than expected from last time.
Yeah.
So I'll take it.
Well, you're making a straight path to it. Obviously, when you were chasing Vera through the woods, it wasn't a straight path. So, but you're making a straight. You've remembered from the map and everything exactly where, almost exactly where you were, on your path towards Argynvostholt.
Did Darts ever find Vera?
Yeah, Darts says Vera.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
I must have not remembered from the last episode.
Yeah, there is a pile of armor and clothing on the ground that I don't know if you guys picked up or not. That was Vera's, but yeah. So I would say with the conversation and everything you guys had, it takes you roughly an hour and a half. 2 hours. Say you probably eat something as well during this time to prep and get ready to move. So,
I would use the trailer.
yep. Yeah, and you guys mount back up on the cart. Esmeralda whips the reins, and the cart begins traveling the remaining distance to Argynvostholt. Darts, why don't you give me a perception check while you're going back to the camp?
That will be 16 disadvantage.
Alright. Your travel back to the camp is uneventful. It seems whatever happened last night must have scared some stuff off, because you don't hear anything out of the ordinary, which ordinary in Barovia is you hear nothing, because most things don't mess around. After about 2 hours of travel, Vera begins to rouse. So, I also need you to make me a Constitution check, because you have been carrying her for 2 hours.
Okay. Would that be at disadvantage too?
No.
20.
You're gonna take a second point of exhaustion.
Oh my gosh.
My
I'm sorry, I
speed
don't mean to be
is,
heavy.
It's more the fact that Darts hasn't rested, and it's been a few days since other things. And yeah, it's been rather exhausting. So you'll have 2 points of exhaustion. But Vera, you do awaken, and you awaken to Darts carrying you, and you're covered in a blanket.
I'm just gonna kind of look around and see what's going on.
You can see like the very top of your chest, and it's like covered in blood. And you can kind of see it goes up. Like up your neck and everything.
Okay.
You can also tell that you're naked. We can't hear you.
1 second. Okay, can you see me now? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Vera's at the side of the bed. Her eyes kind of widen.
Whoa.
And
I don't know if that's any better. You still cut. You're still. You're still like.
In and out.
Yeah.
what? Oh my god. I think it's less of a problem with my mic and more of a problem with my freaking internet.
Yeah.
Vera, her eyes widen at the sight of the blood, and she's drowsy. She says, What happened? What did I do?"
Last night, there was a full moon. And due to what happened to you, you transformed. I was unable to track Ismark, but I'm just glad I got you back. And you can tell that Darts is, like, very tired, has, like, bags under his eyes, is, like, visibly exhausted at this point.
Oh my gosh. Did I hurt somebody?
I'm not sure if you did, but I do know that Ismark did. I'll explain once we get back. We should focus on getting back there first.
Okay. Fear kind of shifts and, like, moves to stand up on her own.
Darts, willingly lets this happen, and kind of relieved, but also is, like, still weary, like, making sure that they're okay and they're able to walk fine.
Yeah.
Like, very caring and compassionate about Vera specifically, because he's been in contact with her the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the second point of exhaustion reduces your movement speed, correct?
Yep, it's have.
Okay. So that's gonna increase the amount of time that takes you to get back to the camp. So you're looking at, from where you are now, another 4 hours. Okay.
Yep.
Alright. So you guys are looking at, after a day's worth of travel, you guys are looking at being pretty close to like 12 hours behind the party.
Oh boy.
Alright. But, you know, after that 4 hours, you are easily able to find the camp. You can see two freshly dug and covered graves, which Darts you would assume is for whoever was in the carriage with Ismark. But yeah, the party is missing. I guess it's up to you what you would assume they did. But
Is the carriage still here?
no, they all left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone left. Vera's equipment. Did you guys pack Vera's equipment or no?
Well, Aileron didn't pack it.
Enra didn't deal
So
with
it did not.
any of that.
Okay. So you do see Vera's equipment in a pile on the ground, roughly where she was sleeping the night before, or where she was resting the night before the transformation. Most of
let's
the
get you back into this.
most of the clothing was torn to shreds, but the armor was off.
Yeah.
Is my bag still there, I guess?
Yeah. Well-
Okay. Too worried about the shredded clothes. I have an extra set.
Okay. Alright. So you probably try to clean up as best you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after I clean up, I am gonna say some prayers.
You feel, as you pray to Pelor, you feel his divinity trying to reach out and touch you, but it seems slightly distant, and like he's trying to reach you, but he can't quite touch where you are.
Okay. After that, and then I go and I rejoin darts and
Okay.
figure out what's next.
You see Darth worn out. Kind of distraught, looking at the graves. And he's just like, well, assuming the party left from here. I feel like we should just keep on heading on our way.
Well, if you want to, yeah, if you want to check to see which way they went, you could do a survival check.
Be a disadvantage. Like to do that.
Yeah.
So actually that's not that bad. That will be a 18 disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to see the direction, like, 'cause you could see where the carriage pulled in to where you guys were camping, and you can see that it made a U-turn and went back out the same way that you were originally heading. So it seems as though the party continued on to Argynvostholt.
Well, I think Dart's on the way out will probably start to consult the map
Okay.
that he had from Ismar. And just like try and look at it and see if there may be a faster route or I don't know, shortcut.
A shortcut. Let me see. From where you guys, there's not much of one. Like, it would maybe shave an hour if you were to cut through part of the woods, but it wouldn't change too much.
Well, Darts would go the shortest route.
Okay. Alright. Okay, well, you guys get on your travel at a slow walking pace. And we'll say you guys Are you gonna spend? Because you already been traveling for 6 hours from sunup. How long are you gonna travel?
As much as I can without getting another point of exhaustion, because I don't think I want 3 points of exhaustion.
Then you could go for about 2 hours without suffering, without having to roll for another point.
Well, I feel like Darts would go 2 hours and probably take like a short rest.
Okay. Okay.
And during that time, I feel like he would just be talking to Vera about what happened and just reminiscing about running through the woods and trying to make sure that she's fine.
Okay.
But I feel like Vera would be able to tell that there's like a lot of regret on not being able to save both of them
Mm-hmm.
and track down both of them.
Okay. Alright, we'll let you guys work on your short rest, and we'll go. Didn't even know you were gone.
Sorry, I had to go see who was knocking near my door.
Okay. As the rest of the party, as Vera and Darts take their rest, the rest of the party, after basically as Darts and Vera are coming upon the abandoned camp, the rest of you pull up in Esmeralda's carriage, and high above the river valley juts a quiet promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion, its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smoked upon the mountainside. You guys, quickly approach the entryway to Argynvostholt. So you guys are currently in kind of like I guess you would consider it, like, if you think about it in modern terms, you're in a driveway. So you come down the road up to it, and there's like a roundabout. At one side there's stairs leading into the main entrance of Argynvostholt. In the center of the roundabout there is a large statue, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon, its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east, towards the mansion. So, that's what you see as you kind of pull up to this large manor house. Well, they say mansion, but yeah. So what are you all gonna do?
Well, for a hold, I was expecting something a little different.
Yeah, you're telling me I wasn't expecting this fancy house.
I didn't know that Arnold Schwarzenegger would look like that.
Alarin's gonna go and kind of inspect the statue a little bit.
Alright.
See if there's anything special about it.
As far as you can tell, it seems to be a statue.
Are there windows?
Yes.
I cut Josh off.
No, you're good.
Is there any movement in any of the windows?
Give me a perception check.
17.
As far as you can see, there is no movement.
Well, doesn't look like anyone's home. Shall we knock?
Oh yeah, sure, we'll knock. And then I punch the door down.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Dun-dun-dun.
Okay.
I'm in a mood today, don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
That is a 22 total.
As you go to knock, Bruno walks up behind you and just swings at the door, slamming his giant fist into it. And the door creaks, and just it's a double door, and one of them just falls in as the hinges, which seem to have been rusted, buckle under the pressure.
No subtlety today.
Welcome to your salvation.
She's just gonna stare at you like you kind of give me the creep stare.
Zella's gonna take a peek in. Not fully step in though.
Alan's just gonna kind of stand behind everybody and just kind of be amazed that Bruno punched the door down.
Amazed in the fact that he punched the door down, or amazed in the fact that he punched the door down?
Amazed at the fact that this bugbear who hasn't shown this ready violence has decided to just all of a sudden punch a door down.
I'm guessing you didn't have your headphones on then. Huh.
I did not. What's up?
Okay. I said Zella's gonna take a peek in, but not step in yet.
Okay. Do you have dark vision?
Yep.
You can see, let me see.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Where do I find that?
It would be in senses.
Yep. Dark vision 120 feet.
Okay. This room feels like a king's tomb. A grand staircase leads up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. A 4th bust, its pedestal has been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders. So yeah, you guys enter the entryway. As you step in, you see these 2 large, like, curved staircases leading up to an upper floor. It looks pretty destroyed in here, like it's seen the years of age and wear.
Hey, this place seems older than my grandmother. And she's pretty old, because she's dead.
Yeah, so is this place.
That's
Well,
a fair assessment.
since no one's home, and I doubt anyone lives here anymore,
We want to explore the area a bit and see if we can't find anything left over. The darts seem to think there would be something here, so
well, darts seem to think a lot of things.
I'm not gonna deny that statement.
But he wasn't wrong in needing to find something to help keep us alive, or at least defeat. Just trails off at that point. Alright, well, so where are the staircases in here?
They're straight ahead of you.
Okay. Are there doors to either side, or...
Yes, there are double doors. So there's 6 sets total. So there's a total of, you would assume 6 rooms you could enter.
Okay.
Obviously, what I have there is not an exact representation of the area you're in,
Yeah.
but I just have it there so that we have some kind of reference point.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Alright, well, let Enra start walking towards the right. Like, if there's a door to the right,
Okay.
go to the right.
Aaron will do it with the doors on the left. He'll just gently crack them open and peer inside and see if he can see anything.
Okay. So as that's all beginning to happen, a great shadow with wings moves across the walls and disappears. You hear the soft bestial hiss in the darkness.
Well, Aaron's just gonna whip his head to the side and be like, "What was that?"
Can I
Granny?
have a look around?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, shit.
Or which one of us?
Whoever's looking.
Yeah.
Aaron will look too.
It'll be a 13 so far.
23.
Okay.
Uh, 4.
Excellent. All right.
Because it's disadvantage, huh?
Yep, because you're exhausted.
Yep.
Um,
It's a 4.
Zella, and Enra, you notice nothing. Like you notice that the sound and the movement, but you don't seem to notice anything else. Aaron, it seems as though whatever that was has passed over without like any real incident. But it was just a shadow moving along the wall, and the sound was distant. So you're not 100% certain as to what it was, but you feel as though you're not necessarily in any kind of danger at the moment.
Well, I'm gonna go back to trying to look into the rooms on the left-hand
Okay.
side then.
Alright, so Enra, you went to the right side,
Mm-hmm.
the closest door.
Pretty much.
You're opening it?
Yeah, we're just gonna open the door and look in.
Okay. Rubble is strewn throughout much of this vast chamber, caused by the partial collapse of the rooms above. On the pink marble floor, fallen chandeliers lie amid broken chairs and other furnishings. Thick webs stretch from wall to wall, and moving among them are too many great giant spiders to count. So you open the door, and you just see a collapsed room filled with spider webs and spiders that are roughly human size.
You walked into arachnophobia.
I slowly shut the door again, quietly.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. This technically, this isn't necessarily considered movement, so I don't think your armor wouldn't necessarily impose disadvantage because you're not trying to sneakily move. You're trying to quietly close a door.
That'll be a 13.
Okay. The door creaks slightly as you close it. And you get it all the way closed. And you listen for a moment. And you don't hear anything moving towards the door.
Okay. Okay. I go back to the group and tell them that this place is infested. Giant spiders in that room.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
Giant spiders in the room. If we notice them, it'll be our doom.
Hey, you're not the bard.
No, but I am the beautiful beast with blue eyes that will stare into your soul. Seriously, you gave him piercing blue eyes.
Yeah, I didn't know what color to do, so I just did blue.
I think it's great. I just think it's funny too.
Yeah. It's funny because when I'm playing VR right now, I want to cry
I'm sorry.
with you
What?
guys.
Okay, sorry about that. Alright,
I didn't hear anything you said, Alexa.
Ugh. Hate me.
that's because you're on Wi-Fi and everybody in your house uses it.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so Aaron, you went to the first door on the left.
On the left.
Okay.
Opening it slowly.
The door...
Not because of what happened with Vera. Or not Vera.
Enra.
But because I said I was doing it beforehand.
This wood-paneled den has been ransacked. Its furnishings tossed about. A cold, dark hearth dominates the west wall between two narrow windows. Standing upright against the north wall is a sarcophagus made of black wood with a queen's effigy carved into its lid.
A sarcophagus?
Yeah. You know, like a giant wooden...
Aileron's gonna gesture for everybody else to come and take a look at this and be like, hey, what do you make out of that thing? I'm not stepping in the room, mind you. I'm gesturing for everybody else to come look at that. And I'm pointing at it and be like, what do we want to do? There's a thing. Like, it's a friggin' sarcophagus! What the hell was it doing in an office? Well, in a study.
Well,
What's it doing in a friggin' study?
It's more of like a parlor, I guess. It's like an old style like sitting room. You know what I mean? Where you'd go to like
Aileron's still
have
extremely
drinks or
confused
read.
as to why it's in a sitting room. That's supposed to be in a crypt. Those things don't belong in like an actual house. It belongs in a crypt.
Okay.
Well, obviously this is Daddy Mummy. Now you'll neither find Mommy, Baby, and Dog Mummy. Probably in the other rooms. This one probably, if you open it, it'll have a pipe smoking already. With a good book and a cup of coffee. Or maybe a whiskey.
Search this room. There doesn't appear to be anything in it aside from the sarcophagus. And I think that's the first thing we should search if we get in here. There's no sense in us having something come out of the wall. of the box, like a Jack in the Box.
Okay.
I'm never gonna look at Jack in the Boxes the same again. Enra will use her guardian armor feature to put defensive field up.
Okay.
So I get 6 temp hit points.
Okay.
He's gonna search the room, like, as far away from the sarcophagus as he can. Like, everywhere but next to it. He's saving that for last.
Okay.
He's too squishy for if something comes out of there to hit him.
Okay.
I'll also investigate the room.
Okay. Both of you give me investigation checks. Or one of you can do it with advantage. It's up to you guys.
Are you doing your own or helping me?
I'll help you.
Okay. That'll be a 19.
As you, so is it just Enra and Alrin that went into the room, or did everybody go in?
Zella did not.
Okay.
What about Bruno? Bruno follow us in?
Yes.
Okay, so Ender's alone in the hallway.
No.
Or not Ender.
Zella.
Zella.
Zella is with Esmeralda in
So
the.
many freaking names.
Zella is with Esmeralda in the hallway, or in the foyer.
See.
All right. You guys search through the room. As you move about the room and you approach the hearth, a fire erupts in the dead hearth and assumes a draconic form. It hisses, crackles, and unfurls its smoky wings. Now, I'm gonna have you all roll initiative.
Alright.
Ho, ho, ho.
Everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait,
Bruno's gonna punch some fire. Well, maybe. As long as he hits it.
Initiative doesn't get disadvantage, does it?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't? It's an ability
Nay.
check.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah. It's really weird the way the rules with initiative work. It counts as an ability check for the bard's thing, but it doesn't count as an ability check as for that. It's really weird.
I got a 24.
Okay. Alarin,
14.
Enra,
7.
Oof.
excellent. And Zella.
24.
Oh, nice. Alright, Bruno, you up first. What are you doing?
Well, I see big fiery creature in front of me. I think, that's probably not friendly. And then I think, net. And I throw a net.
Hold on, guys.
Okay.
One of my many nets.
Doesn't that do any damage?
It does no damage, but it is a hit to see if it if he needs to roll a save. So it's a roll and then a see if he succeeds in a save or not.
What's the save DC?
It's a 10. It's not very high.
Okay, well, you now have a fiery little dragon thing in a net. Although, it is fire, so the net burns away. So the net is not magical. So subtract 1 net from your inventory.
Darn.
Are you doing anything else? Because I guess technically that was considered an attack roll, so I guess you would have your other
Bonus action.
attacks. Your other attacks.
Yeah, I got a bonus action and
And a bag.
well, I guess. Well, wait. If it's an okay, so if it's an attack roll, would that mean that my only other attack would be another net?
No, like you use the net as part of your attack action.
Okay.
So you would have your extra, if you have extra attack, and then you'd have your bonus action as well.
Okay. Well, throwing a net on the. You said dragon. Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
It's a fiery little. It looks like a dragon, but it is fire.
Okay. Well, since a net did not work on the elemental dragon, I guess we'll try a good old fisty.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw an uppercut at it.
All right.
Pippity poppity uppercut. 15 plus 8 equals 23. Does that hit?
That hits.
Neat. 7 plus 5 equals 12.
Okay.
Damn. Damn.
I need Bruno, Alarin, and Enra to all make me dexterity saving throws.
Oh no.
Okay then. You did say dexterity. Oh my god, really? Really? 11 for Alarin.
Ooh, I don't know if that one works.
That'll be a 13.
I got a 16.
You all take 20 points of fire damage.
Woo!
As the little dragon of fire explodes and engulfs the room in a ball of fire.
Jeez.
But, on a lighter note, the door on the sarcophagus falls off.
Oh. Is that a lighter note or is that a dark? I don't know if that's a lighter note.
Well,
Mummy?
so we're out of initiative because you guys killed the thing.
Oh.
Just so you're all aware.
Is it a mummy?
Inside is a wine rack.
A wine rack in the sarcophagus?
Yep.
You know
This is-
what?
Okay. Somebody has a twisted sense of storage.
This is
I do it.
Adam's family level.
I
Of, like-
would do it.
The Adams family.
Alright, Enra's gonna do another defensive field.
Okay.
Is there any wine on? In
There are a couple bottles of wine in the wine rack.
Is it good wine? Is it high vintage?
It is the best vintage because it has been here for over 200 years.
Yes, please.
Yep. Zella would be down for that some wine.
How many bottles are actually there? Because Alarin would take one with us, assuming.
There are 7.
Oh, Alarin only cares about one.
Bruno shall take 2 bottles of wine.
Now the real question is, what kind of wine is it? Enra's not taking any.
There are 4 bottles of a deep, deep red wine, and there are 3 bottles of kind of a paler white wine. That's all you can see through the bottles.
Zella would take one of each.
Okay.
Zella would take one of each.
I'll take 1 red and 1 pale.
Right.
Pails are gone, and then there's 3 reds left.
Yep.
What do I put in my inventory for that? Just red
Just-
wine.
Just put a bottle of wine. Yeah. Yeah. Bottle of wine. Okay. You guys investigate any further in this room, or?
Well, I thought we already investigated.
Okay.
Alright. So, are there other doors leading out of this room then? Or
As
just
far
the
as
one
you
that we
can,
walked in?
as far as you can tell, there are no other doors out of this room. Just the one you came in.
Okay.
You said 200-year-old wine, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very
Like-
well aged.
Oh, this has to be a custom item, huh?
Well, as you guys exit that room, we're gonna jump back to Vera and Darts. You guys are finishing a short rest. Are you gonna continue on, or are you going to? Are you guys gonna attempt to make a long rest?
Continue on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you both to make me Constitution checks.
How much does this thing weigh, Brandon?
Like,
Bottle of wine.
I don't know how much does.
Pound?
Not even half a pound. It's a
Same half pound.
yeah.
Depends on how big the bottle is.
It's a standard bottle of wine.
This thing goes once.
We need to know the details. What's the grain on it?
Alright.
What's the label?
It says wizard. It says wizard of the wines on all the labels. Okay, so Vera and Darts, what are your checks?
25.
Okay.
Um,
Darts, what'd you get? I didn't hear you.
22.
You guys do not suffer another point of exhaustion.
Oh, thank God.
thank goodness. Question.
I might have an answer.
Can I cast the spell Find Steed and summon a warhorse, and could it possibly carry us?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have?
Both of us?
Well, yeah. Do you have?
Okay.
Do you have said spell available?
I don't change it in D&D Beyond, but I always, like, in my head, I go through and I change my spells.
Okay.
So yes, I do. It just doesn't.
Okay.
I need to get better about changing it every long rest.
Yeah, properly preparing your spells.
Yeah.
So you're casting
But-
Find Steed.
Yeah, and summoning a warhorse
Okay.
with celestial origins or whatever, if you needed to know that.
Well,
But
you summon your steed, and you reach out and grab to that divine energy, and you pull the steed to you. And normally you would summon a steed that glowed with this holy light, but instead you find a nightmarish horse with burning red eyes and spiked armaments. So, you actually have the fiendish version of your Find Steed. But, anyway. Yeah, so you guys both get on.
Yeah.
You don't have to make an animal handling check because it's a magical steed. So are you just trying to ride to get to Argynvostholt?
yeah, I just wanted to make the journey faster.
That will expedite your journey very quickly because I believe the warhorse has 50 movement speed.
Let me check. I have the page open. Where is it? 60 feet.
60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So with the amount of travel you've made, it's going to take you with the horse on the road. It's going to take you probably about an hour or two, somewhere between an hour and 2 hours to get the rest of the remainder of the way to your destination, where the rest of the party is.
Does that
Okay.
mean that exhaustion check didn't even matter?
Well, it still matters because you're still continuing to travel without a long rest. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
Okay.
you're riding on horseback now, but technically you're still not. You still haven't rested. So you're
Okay.
like a short rest does not constitute enough to take away exhaustion. So you have to finish a full rest to remove 1 point.
Yeah.
And galloping on or riding a war horse galloping through wherever,
Yeah.
I would imagine is not restful.
Especially if you're
Ever
moving
ridden a horse before.
especially since you're probably moving at full pace, which is 120 feet per round. So, yeah, you'll get there maybe about an hour, a little bit more probably. And that's all going. You guys are now on the horse riding to Arkenvostold, as the rest of the party is investigating the lower floors, and that's where we're gonna take a short break, because I think the baby woke up, so I gotta go deal with him real quick. But yeah,
Okay.
be back in like 15.
Okay.
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 Alright guys, we'll be right back, like 15 minutes. Just need to take a short break.
I am back.
The small child apparently didn't want to be in bed anymore and took himself out of bed.
Small child? Smallest
The
child?
smallest.
Yeah.
The
Yep, they like to do that.
the
Yeah.
1-year-old. We just don't know how, because that's interesting.
I mean, from the stories I heard from my parents, I used to be a rascal. I'd literally be like the escape artist.
Surprise me.
They tried figuring it out, and for the life of me, I wouldn't remember. So,
Yeah, they all just start escaping at some point.
mm-hmm.
There's not much that can be done. Alright. I think we're just waiting on Josh and Ip.
Okay.
I'm just muted. That's all.
Yeah.
I never leave. What are you talking about?
I know, you can always hear, but that doesn't mean you're always at your computer.
I mean, you're not wrong. Sometimes if I'm not at my computer, I'm in my kitchen. So kitchen. Make some juice. My mother sent home lemonade, and more lemonade with me.
Oh,
I can only drink so much lemonade.
but
We'll take some.
It's the acid in the lemonade that just wrecks my mouth.
hmm.
I'll take
So I
some.
just make other juice. Like fruit punch. Fruit punch is good.
Oh, yeah.
Not that lemonade's bad. It's just when you're sent home like 4 of the great value lemonade cartons.
Yeah. Understandable.
You can't drink it in a day. Now, if it was orange juice, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd fucking destroy my mouth from that. That shit's delicious.
Because I feel exactly the opposite.
I love orange juice. Juice is good. It's gotta be real orange juice. It can't be that mixed juice that you can get
What, you don't want orange pineapple mango juice?
No. If it was orange pineapple, yes, but orange pineapple mango, no. Mango's disgusting. We'll agree to disagree on that.
I concur with that statement.
I officially am sad.
Sorry.
It's all
just
your
don't
fault.
like the taste of mango.
That's fine. I can be the only one.
There's plenty of people who like mango, it's just I'm not one of them.
It depends on how the mango is made. Sometimes artificial mango flavor is terrible.
Well, and I think
I feel that
I think all I've had to work with is artificial mango flavor, and so that's why I think it's bad.
I feel that, but with watermelon. I hate watermelon. Mostly artificial.
Get to be known that I spent my 15-minute break talking to my mom about how upset I am.
About
Because
the internet?
no, because I made Vera like the opposite of the kind of character I would ever play, and now I'm back to playing my normal character.
Well, no, she can still be the same person. She's just a little bit more angry on the inside.
But that's not it, though, because she would be upset, too. She would be sad. Because if she can't talk to Paylor, then what is there to live for?
Nah, just think of it as drawing the balance card from the deck of mini cards.
I think the swing of her alignment was way worse than that.
Yeah.
It was the reverse card.
What the balance card does, it flips
Yeah.
your alignment.
Yeah, the balance card is the reverse card, but it went from what, neutral good
Yeah.
to
The
chaotic evil.
hmm
I'm still neutral
Wait,
good for
she's
now.
chaotic evil now?
Yep,
Yes.
Oh shit.
that's the
That is.
hazard of lycanthropy.
Mm. Yay, murder hobo.
Speaking of murder hobo, I'm back.
Welcome back. All right, we will get back to it. All right, so the main branch of the party that is currently in Argenvost. What are you guys doing?
How many? You said there were 6 doors?
3 on the side that Enra checked, and 3 on the side that you're on. And you already went in one.
I'm gonna go to the last one on the side we're on.
Okay.
And slowly open it.
Alright. So this staircase is, or this door is behind one of the staircases. So like you'd go all the way to the end of the wall where the staircase is, and there's a door there. The door is already ajar. So are you just peeking your head in?
Yes.
Okay. A 20-foot long table with sculpted dragons for legs stands in the center of the hall. The chairs that surround the table have backs carved to resemble folded dragon wings, and several of the chairs have been overturned or smashed to pieces. Suspended above the table is a crystal chandelier that glows with a soft white light. Standing in the windowed alcoves are 2 life-size statues depicting knights with dragon-winged helms and shields. Rainwater trickles through cracks in the ceiling, flowing down the west wall and adding to a large puddle on the floor. 5 sets of wooden doors lead to this hall. The doors in the northeast corner hang open, A pair of leaded glass windows, their panes cracked and broken, stand open between panels of stained glass set into the east wall. These depict silver dragons in flight. Beyond the glass doors lies a dark, misty room that appears to be a chapel. So, it's basically just a long dining hall with doors leading outside, or doors leading into what appears to be a chapel beyond. There's a door directly to your left-hand side as you peek through the door, and then there's a door on the right end of the hall. Yes. But you can see that the only thing that seems unaffected by the age and weather seems to be the light that glows from the chandelier in the center of the room.
Alright, well, since it's, in Zala's opinion, a door that leads to more doors, she's gonna just wait it out. She's not gonna go in yet. Like, if others want to check out the other door, she's gonna wait till that's done.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
Alright,
Checking out the other doors.
What's in the next door? Middle left.
Middle left, yes.
Okay. So you open the door. Inside you find 5 large casks of hold on, let me find it here. 5 barrels 5 barrels lie in wooden braces along the walls of this dark, moldy storage room. But yeah, you just see several barrels lying against the wall. Who opened the door? Huh?
Yeah, did you open the door? Did I open the door? Because if you opened the door, I would have had my gun ready to just shoot over your shoulder.
You know what? Sure. Aileron's opening the door.
Okay. Aaron, you hear the sound of labored and pained breathing coming from this room. That's mostly because of your high passive perception.
Labored and pained breathing.
Yep.
Can I tell where the sound is coming from?
And it seems to be coming from the back of the room behind the barrels.
Alright, I'm gonna mention it to Enra, and then I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna go in and see what it is.
Okay.
Enro quickly motioned to Bruno.
We might need your punches.
Right. So you walk down the there's basically there's barrels on either side. There's like a slight corridor where you can kind of go to tap the barrels if needed.
Enra will keep Aileron in eyesight.
Okay. It's like a 30-foot room, so it's not too bad. But yeah, behind the barrels on the left-hand side, you find a man of elvish descent. Seems very wounded and at death's door.
Seeing that he's wounded, Aileron seeing he's wounded is immediately going to cast Healing Word. Level 1.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that.
The man receives 8 HP.
Holy shit. Okay. As you speak the word of power and heal him, he looks up and he's like, "Thank you. What are you here for?"
We are here on recommendation of a man known as Darts to us, Darts Belmont.
We are looking for anything that could help us in our battle against the ruler of this land, Strahd.
Well, I know nothing of what you speak. I merely had to take cover here as I was gravely injured. As I was looking for Arabelle in the woods. But I appreciate the healing.
Might I ask your name, sir?
Yes, sorry, it's been some time. My name is Savid. I am of the, Dark Elf Savid. I am of the Dusk Elves that, make home in this land. We work with the Vistani quite frequently, but yes, I do not know if I can offer you any assistance. I do not wish to go deeper into this house than I must. The spirits.
Can you tell us anything about this place? Alarin's gonna introduce himself, obviously, and then ask that question.
Okay. Are you questioning him, like, standing in this room, or?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm assuming he's still, like, wounded on the floor.
Yeah,
or,
he's
or,
still.
like, resting on the floor.
Yeah, he's
Alarin's
still.
gonna crouch down next to him and be like, well, I'm sorry to disturb you and all that, and I'm thankful I saved your life, but my name's Alarin, and
Enra's gonna
we're
stand
here
there.
looking for this stuff, and
Enra's gonna stand there, stand guard, and listen to see if anything sounds fishy that he's talking.
Zella's not in the room. She's like standing next to the third door,
Okay. So
the one she peeked in.
So she's still kind of under the staircase down the hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
She just
Was there a
what's with the
staircase?
staircase?
Is there a staircase in that main room, Brandon? In the back?
Yeah, in the main foyer, there's the staircase
Yeah.
going up. The staircase is going up. But okay, and Bruno, what were you doing?
I'm just staring deeply into this wounded man's eyes.
He looks shook. Esmeralda is with Zella, kind of like almost kind of aiding and staying with her to help her out. He is shook by the presence of several intimidating figures.
Oh, thanks. He thinks I'm intimidating. I feel pleased. He thinks I'm intimidating.
I mean, you do look like Ryan Reynolds.
So I'm not gonna
Really
do
the
these.
most intimidating of people.
I'm not gonna do these in voice, but main bullet points of what he has knowledge of are Argynvost was a silver dragon that liked to assume human forms. Argynvost Holt was the dragon's home. So where you guys are was the home of Argynvost. In human guise, the noble dragon led a group of knights called the Order of the Silver Dragon. They gave shelter to refugees who had come to the valley to escape Strahd's army. Strahd's soldiers slew the dragon, destroyed the order, and sacked the mansion. And then the last main thing that he has information, like, that he would tell you is the Vistani and the Dusk Elves avoid the mansion, believing that the dragon's ghost haunts it.
I mean, I did kill a dragon fire, so maybe.
Yes.
I believe it.
But yeah, those are the main things that he kind of those are the points that he kind of wants to get across in a longer conversation, is the fact that basically this was the home of a silver dragon who took human form to lead an order of knights who did fight against Strahd.
Alright, well, as he's telling us this, Alarin's gonna remark to Enra, well, at least Darts wasn't lying to us. In regards to this being a base that could potentially help us fight against the Strahd.
I think Enra
Well,
forgot to.
thank you.
And Enra would go up to the man. Not a word of our existence to anyone else, yeah?
Give me an intimidation or a persuasion check. At advantage.
Ew. Would have been better with intimidation.
Aaron would like to beg the guy as well.
What'd you get?
If
I got an 8.
Oh, jeez.
yeah, if Enra fails, Alarin's gonna ask him to
Okay.
keep it to himself. We don't need anybody else knowing that we're here searching for a way to kill the beast.
Seeing as we scratched your back, yeah?
You gonna make
He-
me roll persuasion too, or are you
Yeah.
interested?
Yep.
Alright, well 26.
Of course.
You want me
He-
to dance for him too?
Yeah, dance monkey.
Yes.
Alright, I danced for him. I danced for the quality of 25.
He seems slightly taken aback at the presence of Enra being kind of not so
Don't mind
much
this suited Hulk.
not so much like persuasive, but like kind of like forcefully putting their presence in the way, but with Alarin like calm, like smoothing the waters over. He goes, I will keep your secret, but I must move.
Fair weather in your travels, and I hope you are able to find the person you are looking for in the city.
Thank you. Yeah, and then he just kind of gets up and Esmeralda and Zella, you guys, Zella. I don't have to really state Esmeralda, but Zella, you see a dusky-skinned elf man walk out of the room that the rest of the group entered.
Before he leaves,
Okay.
while still staring into his soul with my eyes, I'll just simply say, Ray, have a good day, and remember, don't talk.
Oh,
You've been
jeez.
trying to intimidate the man I just persuaded nicely. Why? Why?
I'm not intimidating him, I'm just reminding him.
That is an intimidation check if I've ever seen one.
He
Alright, Bruno, let's go.
he averts his eyes and
Now
moves
just
more
gonna slap
quickly.
You on the chest, Bruno. You Hulk! Quit it! My noodle arms! God dang it, Brutal!
Do I hear them yelling? Like
Yeah.
talking?
Yeah, you can hear them.
I am just so confused.
Yeah, and you see this ashen-skinned elven man leave the room just before the rest of your allies come out of the room, and the man quickly makes it to the door and exits.
Brandon, did we ever check the casks in that room?
You did not say you did.
Anybody want to go back in there and see if there's anything useful in those casks?
Bruno will punch one of the casts to see what's inside.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
You punch the
You
cat.
You are in a mood. Jeez.
you
I want you to just get him completely splashed with wine.
um Yep.
something.
You punch the nearest cask to the door, which you can easily reach.
10 times.
Yeah. you punch the cask, and your fist goes in, and as you pull it out, like wine just fire hoses all over you.
Oh.
So
Why
you
are you making such a mess?
you are now
Covered in wine.
you're kind of soaked in some red wine, and it's not as good as you'd hoped it would be because it is very vinegary. As in, it's set too long in these casks.
Does this mean that when it dries,
And
Oh.
groans and walks away.
does it mean that when it dries that my hair will now be purple?
You will have some stained hair, yes.
Hair dye.
Oh my goodness.
At least until you bathe, but you will smell of vinegar and have some purple dye in your
Is it like
a reddish
balsamic
purple dye.
vinegar red or purple?
Yeah, sort of. It's very overaged red wine.
Alright, well, Alarin was out of the way when that happened.
Are you
Smell
sure?
like victory.
Yeah.
Give me a
That wasn't
dexterity
in the
check.
room.
Give me
we
a-
were outside the room, and I asked if anybody wanted to go back in and check the casks.
Okay.
Bruno will go out of the room and shake like a dog in front of everybody.
Damn it, Alarin's gonna try and dodge.
Okay. I need you to make me a dexterity saving
How
throw.
close? How close are they
Son
to?
of a bitch. I'm
How close are they to me?
Like 30 feet away. Like 30 feet
Okay.
away.
So am I good? Am I in the clear?
Yeah, you're clear.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a 10.
you get drippings of this gnarly vinegary red wine on you as Bruno shakes like a dog who just got out of a swimming pool.
Damn it, Bruno. I didn't want to
Zella giggles.
You're gonna ruin
From
my outfit.
away.
How am I supposed to perform for others if my outfit is terribly tarnished?
Or it's not tarnished, it's enhanced. You smell like victory, lad.
God.
Well, Alarin, I tell you what. We have to survive the day again before you can even think about performing for anyone else.
Zella's just gonna like half-heartedly whisper prestidigitation.
Well, Alarin's gonna hang at the back and be doing that exact thing to clean his clothes. Somebody else can investigate now. Alarin preoccupied with his looks.
Ow.
Ow. Who hit
Not
Zella?
you. Not you.
Oh, okay.
Can I have the four of you make me perception checks?
No. Okay.
God damn it. I just want to use my nat perception.
Alright, 21.
13.
I got a modest 80.
Probably the worst roll I've done all day. 13 for Alarin. Yeah. And that's
got
with
it.
a plus 9 perception. That was a 13.
I got a 12.
Enra and Bruno, you hear the sound of a horse coming at full pace towards the entrance to the mansion.
Do you hear that?
Well, no, you know what? Alarin doesn't
Sounds
care. Alarin doesn't care. He's preoccupied with cleaning his clothes.
Sounds like we're gonna have some company.
Alright, get your gun ready.
Zella would be helping Alarin clean his clothes because
Alarin, look
Thank
sharp.
you.
Now's not the time to deal with your clothes.
Wait,
it's always a good time to deal with your clothes. What are you talking
I
about?
agree with
We're
Zella.
about to have some company.
Alright. Alarin will look towards the door.
Alright, so Enra has her gun trained on the door, and it's like this weird double barrel rifle where one barrel's on top of the other barrel.
Okay.
And-
Zella will have her hand out.
And like the oh fuck, I forget the terms right now. All of a sudden,
Sorry.
What's the term?
I get what you mean. To say.
the part with the hammer and the springs and all that.
The stock.
No.
Oh, you have it cocked. You have the hammer pulled back.
The trigger mechanism area begins to glow with a slight orange hue.
Okay. So, Bruno, you're too far away from the door to make an action as soon as someone walks through the door, but the other three, what do you do? What do you prepare? The question I have is, are you going to do an action as soon as the door opens and something walks through it? Or are you going to wait to see what it is?
I'm gonna see what it is first.
Okay.
Aileron's not gonna do anything because maybe Savid is coming back. Maybe he needs something from us. But,
Okay.
I mean, can't take our chances in Barovia, so.
Yeah. Alright, so you all are standing.
Speaking of Savid, are Darts and Vera gonna know that Savid was here? Or did Savid, like, book it to the left or something as soon as we got outside? Have they met Savid down the road?
Just calm your tits.
Chill out, dude. It's all good.
Need this information.
Well, I can't give you this information because you wouldn't know this information. How would you know this information?
He's relevant, he knows everything.
Aileron's gonna assume it's Savid.
Okay.
But it's gotta be ready.
Okay, so you guys are basically waiting to see what walks through the door before you make an action. Got you. As you all prepare, the door doesn't need to creak open because somebody knocked it down. And in through it walk two very familiar faces in the forms of Darts and Vera.
Roll for initiation.
A roll for initiative.
That's not funny.
It's hilarious because you're an oath priest. Well, it's hilarious because Vera's capable.
I mean, I don't put my gun down.
Well, we don't know
Wow.
what's happened to Vera. Vera could be
Yeah.
like, hostile to the party now.
Well, you would, yeah, I guess you could assume that, but as far as you would know, that seems that, yeah, they walk in. Vera seems put together. Darts seems worn the hell out. How are you guys? What are you guys doing?
Dart
Um,
took you so long.
So y'all left without me?
What did you want us to do? Wait in the land of death?
Thought you might have been dead.
mean, it's not really too kind of you to just leave me in a place like this. And then go to the place that I suggested.
Well, at least you knew where to find us.
It was a guess.
Again,
You still found us, didn't you?
after chasing after two werewolves into the middle of the night.
Unfortunately, Ismark is nowhere to be found.
That's fine.
I could use a nap.
Alright, well, Aileron's gonna volunteer his bubble for you if you want. Full protected nap. Wait a minute, Aileron has to stay with the bubble.
Yes.
Aileron's not volunteering the bubble.
So, as this exchange begins to happen, you do notice that it has become dusk outside. So, you would assume that by this point, you're looking at it's about to be nightfall, and you have to kind of decide what your next step is.
Well, I feel like you should go into one of the rooms here and then set up the bubble, because double protection. Plus, I kind of feel more at home in here.
Place is an absolute wreck.
It may be a wreck, but it's my wreck. And you can tell that, like, Darts is, like, kinda pissed off because he's tired, exhausted, and you just insulted, like, his home.
He hasn't seen his home yet.
Yeah, his home's kind of in a bad way.
I say we go to the kitchen.
Kitchen. Have we found the kitchen yet?
Hall?
Are you referring to the room with all the spiders?
No, I'm referring to the room with all the spices and
The
meat.
what now?
The meadery.
And Enra points to the door. That room's full of spiders.
I'm not even gonna check it. I'm too tired and I don't want to get my face bit off.
There's a room that has a bunch of other rooms in it.
From recalling from memory, can I remember, like, what those rooms that has many rooms
Well, off the dining
Like,
hall, you would know that there
used to
is.
contain?
Yeah, you would know that there is, off the dining hall, there is a room that contains like a kitchen and then a storehouse behind that. So you would know that if you went into the dining hall, you could enter a kitchen-esque area.
But the dining hall contains the spiders.
Nope. Dining
No.
hall is free
Oh.
of spiders. The spiders
It's
are
the first
are on
door
the-
on the right.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the wrong way.
Yeah.
What's the dining hall? Last door on the left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My little
Well, there's another kitchen down this way, through the dining hall. If you'd like to follow me, be my guest.
So I'll move some stuff around so you guys
I'd
can.
much prefer it.
So this is dining hall. Kitchen is connected right there, and behind that is a storehouse. So you all could be in the dining hall. And then beyond that is, let's use this. Beyond that is like a chapel. So that's roughly the area that you're in, if you can see that.
So looking around, like, how ruined is it?
Well, as you rode up, you could have seen that, like, basically a third of the building collapsed from the top down. So the
Yeah.
the area that Enred pointed out was, like, collapsed on the outside. But most of the things in the building are disheveled and broken, and just age has worn them down.
Well, since we're in the dining hall, Enra will sit at the end of the table.
What,
And
is the table even existent? Like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's still standing. And
well,
So is it at the other end of the table?
so you're gonna sit 20 feet away?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm. And Enra will turn to Darts. Well, Darts, as much as this is your home, it's infested. And at this point seems very much as a tomb.
Darts is, like, aloof, looking around, and just, like, I guess kind of, like, blinking out, and then snaps back to reality, and it's just like, yeah. It's been too long. And you just see this single tear fall.
I need you all to make me perception checks.
Disadvantage. I hate disadvantage so much.
Aileron gets 22.
That will be. Oh, that's not bad. 21.
At disadvantage is 21. That's good.
Yeah, because my first roll was a 17 and the other one was a 16. So.
Dirty 20.
9.
That's gonna be a 7.
My dice are really liking me.
Bruno, what'd you get?
Let's see, I got me's a 20.
The bulk of you hear the clanking of armor as it moves behind the stained glass, the leaded glass doors that lead beyond into the chapel.
Can I do a history check and like maybe remember some? Like,
You can
does
sure
this
try.
seem normal for this area?
You can sure try.
It'd be a disadvantage because
Yep.
I'm exhausted. So 12 plus 5, 17.
You have no clue what this is.
Well, that's not normal, but it has been a while. Let's get the bubble up. I don't feel safe.
The doors swing open, and standing before you are 3 undead knights dressed in broken chain armor and with swords and shields drawn. We're gonna roll initiative.
Before pointing us out, I'll point to them and be like,
No,
hey, what
I
over
don't
there?
remember. I don't remember this. Does initiative roll at disadvantage?
No.
Does that make exhausted?
No. I'm not doing that. So.
Alright, well, Aileron's not having a good combat day.
Okay. So I'm gonna put these
Darts
3.
might be able to avoid this combat, hopefully.
How do you plan to avoid combat?
I am.
Oh no, they're undead, and you know, look what happened to me.
Well, it's best that you roll higher than I do.
Yeah,
Or
well,
me.
we'll see.
Oh my god. Okay. That looks this up.
Oh, wait. That's pretty good.
Just wait your turn.
Okay.
God, I hope
Dang
nothing
it.
from that show shows up.
Alright. So we got Bruno.
Meow. What?
What'd you get for initiative?
Oh, sorry, right. Let me roll real quick.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Wow.
He's having a day.
I got a 27.
Oh Jesus Christ.
18 plus 9.
Alright, darts.
19 plus 5, 24.
Enra.
22.
Alright. Zella.
28.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Got a
I might
nat
not be able
20.
to-
Enra, or Vera, sorry.
22? What'd you say
22?
you cut out?
Got her. 22. And then Alarin.
12.
12?
Told
else's
you.
rolls,
Not
not just
having a good
12.
combat day.
Everybody else broke 22, and you got...
Not having a good combat day.
Got 12. Oh god.
I mean, if you're dyslexic, it's 21.
yeah, right. Alright.
If I was dyslexic, all my other rolls would be shit.
As these 3 armed and armored knights step into the doorway. They go. All they say in an empty, echoing voice is, "Leave this place."
I
No.
don't like that.
And then, Zella, you're up first with the highest initiative roll.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast Acid Ball.
Okay, so you're casting basically fireball at them.
Centered behind them, if I can.
You would have to move,
Where to?
probably right over here, to where you could
That's-
see.
That's fine.
Okay.
Casting this over Alarin's shoulder.
Yeah, basically.
Fine. Yeah, alright.
And it's 8d6.
Alarin's just gonna duck.
And what's the DC?
Hold on. It's 16. Dex save.
I roll them each individually. 2 pass and 1 fails. But go ahead and roll your damage.
24.
24?
24.
Okay. Couldn't have made that any easier for me. Easy maths. Yeah, you see Zella holds out her hand with her snake coiled around the arm, and this point of green light appears in the center of these 3 creatures, and then explodes as acid coats their entirety. They seem unfazed. Damaged, but unfazed. Alright, Bruno, you're up.
I'm sure they have some sort of damage reduction.
That's fine. She didn't want to phase them. She wanted to damage them.
Well then. In an attempt to, I don't know, I guess, not punch dead things because they leave gross marks on their fists, on his fists. He will be like, "They went over there, the intruder."
Okay.
Action check? Is that what that is?
I guess what exactly are you trying to do?
I'm trying to make them turn around and be like, the intruders went that way.
Okay, make me a deception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Let's see what. Okay, I don't even know what my deception is. I just felt like doing it.
It's basically probably whatever your charisma modifier.
It's a +1, but I get advantage.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh, so then would it balance itself out then?
Oh, you have advantage on them?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, though, then it would be a straight roll.
Okay.
Please roll a 20.
Oh no. Oh no.
I got a 21.
Is that a nat 20?
That's a nat 20
Yeah,
plus
that'd
1.
be a natural 20.
God.
They look around confused for a moment. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to have them spend their first round of combat confused as to what the hell is going on. But that was your action. You still have your bonus action and your movement.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't worry, enemies, we're all a little confused.
think that would work.
you just barely beat the DC of what you had to do to like distract them for a moment.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm okay. All right. I'm good. I will. Okay. Sorry.
You're broken.
Oh. Okay. I will. I'll use my bonus action to become Big Bruce or Bruno.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll just use Giant's Mind. That'll be my turn.
So you're just gonna stay where you are.
Yee.
Alright. Next up is Darts.
Starts not knowing what's going on and a little confused, not having a good eye, is going to run up to them. Not like right up to them, but like a little bit in front of Bruno.
Okay.
And just look at them and try and figure out what they are, or maybe who they are.
Give me a
Well, currently they're covered in acid and everything's melting, so good luck with that.
give me a nature check. Or actually give me a religion check.
Religion. Oh yes.
And it would be a straight roll because you have advantage when it comes to undead, but you have disadvantage due to exhaustion.
Yeah. So that will be a 19.
You can tell that they're some form of undead. You're not 100% certain. But you know that they have an aura of undeath around them. You haven't heard them. You've heard them speak, and the voice kind of echoes in your head, but you do not know who they are. But their exact undead nature is you can't quite put your finger on it.
Okay. So I don't know if these are creations by Strahd or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna call out, what is your purpose here? This is my home.
They may or may not respond to you on their turn. I'll wait till their action in combat.
And I guess for the rest of my turn. So I use my action.
Yep.
I'm going to bonus action. I have a lot of bonus actions. I'm just gonna bonus action my Crimson Right on my Frostbrand Scimitar.
Okay.
And then I'll end my turn.
Alright. Enra and Vera, which one of you wants to go first? I think you guys have the same.
Well, mine will be quick.
Okay.
I'm going to ready an action that if they make an aggressive move towards us or whatever, then I will take a shot.
Okay.
But I will stand up from the table, so I'm not sitting down anymore.
Okay. Thanks for the follow-up.
You're welcome.
Okay. So you're just readying an attack action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Vera, what are you doing?
Can Vera tell that these creatures are undead?
Yes.
I would love for one of your undead creatures, you can choose really, to make me a wisdom saving throw. with a DC 16.
Just one of them?
Just one of them.
Okay.
I can only target one.
That would be a 7.
All your base are belong to us.
Okay. Which one do you want?
The one right in the middle.
This guy?
Yes. I now control that undead creature for 24 hours. It must obey my commands.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Oh. Motherfucking Oathbreaker Paladins.
No. Wait a minute. Enra. She's using necromancy.
No, she's not.
No, I'm not.
Does Enra know this?
I didn't see anything.
No.
I suppose.
She didn't make a motion or do anything. She just dominated
All
it.
of a sudden controls an undead.
Correct.
I want that
Looked
one.
at it, and all of a sudden, it's under my control now.
But you guys,
And-
but again, like, okay, so as players, we gotta remember to separate this. As players, you all know that Vera now controls that hunt, but your characters
Do not.
have no fucking clue.
Yep.
She
Correct.
made no motion. She cast no spell. Literally looked at the thing, and it is her slave. So you
Yep.
won't do anything until it takes actions.
Correct.
So,
We know Vera's a werewolf.
That's what you know.
That's what we know.
do I have to verbally say commands, or do I just, like...
Yes, you have to verbally speak a command.
Get over it.
to...
Finish
Um, I don't know if they're hostile yet, so I just
You
didn't
assume
wanna take the hint.
they told you to get out. You would assume that they've taken a hostile stance. So you would assume they are hostile.
Okay. I'm going to command him to attack the others.
Okay. So you all just hear Vera. She's staring at the one in the center, and she goes, "Attack them." And
That sounds really sinister.
he
You're an Oathbreaker Paladin. You're
he-
pretty sinister.
the one that was in the front that had spoken initially turns his back to the party and starts making motion towards the others. Aloran, you're up.
Roll better than the undead. I assumed I was gonna be the last one to go. Okay. Well, assuming they're enemies and not, well, unsure as to why this one turned around. Except for, I mean, Vera said something and now it turned around. I'm casting Bane on all of them.
Okay.
That's my move. I'm casting Bane on all of them.
What's the save?
The save is 16 charisma.
They'll pass.
I do have to roll. Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Oh god.
Actually, that would be a 23.
Okay,
And 19. So one failed.
so 2 pass and 1 fails. You know what?
Which one do you put
let's,
on?
let's make the one that turned around the one that failed.
Okay.
Because it's closest.
It means attack rolls
So-
and skill and ability, attack rolls and saving throws. It
all
rolls
have to
negative
have a-
D4.
Yeah, it has a negative D4 attached to it.
Okay. All right. And taking.
And hold on, I think I have a bonus action. I think.
Yeah, you do inspiration.
Yeah. I'm giving inspiration to the lady who has the gun.
Okay.
Enra gets the inspiration.
All right. Taking stock of the situation, Esmeralda is going to move over and kind of get in a defensive position with Darts and Bruno. Just kind of, again, ready in action if they make any motion towards out of the room they're in, into your room. Alright, so now it's their turn. And we're gonna have the guy
Roll better than them.
everyone did. They have
Oh.
they have an 8. Their initiative roll total is 8. Okay. So the one that is controlled by Vera is gonna make 2 attacks against the one nearest to him. So he's gonna move to this one here, and he is going to make 2 attacks against it.
And now, Alarin, before you say it, paladins have command creatures.
Yeah, they have the ability to command. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Realize paladin.
Control
I've never played a
undead.
paladin before, so I don't know.
Well, it's
Well, no,
paladins,
like-
clerics. It's the spell command.
yeah,
can.
technically Vera could have had the spell command prepared. Like, it's uncertain as to what's going on.
Well, I like I said, I've never played with a paladin. I don't know what their abilities are.
So that's a 15.
As far as me as a player is
Hits.
concerned, they can use necromancy if they're an outbreaker.
And that hits, actually.
But as a character, Alarin doesn't know anything about paladins.
So one of their attacks hits.
You would know something. You're a bard.
Well,
12.
some, but mostly they're heroic tales. Of
You would hear tales of.
Who all here is use suggestion? Because it would be basically the same, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
Suggestion is enchantment too, so
Yep.
it's not necromancy.
Okay. Yeah, technically it's not necromancy, what she's doing either. These two are going to begin the movement into the room here with you all, ignoring the fact that their ally just attacked them.
Then I will take my one shot at
Are they not gonna talk to me? Oh no.
the left one.
Well,
They
as far as we know, the only one that had any sentience is now controlled.
The only one that has spoken, yes, is now controlled by one of your allies. Yeah. Enra, go ahead and make your one attack against the one you want to make, and Zelda's gonna attack as well.
That'll be a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Okay.
Forget Henry, you have bardic inspiration.
Oh, that's right. What
And-
day is that?
Make the pew pews. I think it's a d6.
Okay. Because at some point they
Oh, it's
upgrade.
d8.
Yep.
D8.
Mhm.
Shoot in the head. Blow his head off.
It's 1 second.
I don't know if the body would still move. The head is gone, but blow his head off.
I'll use my feature to reroll one of the dice. Oh, damn it.
Made it worse.
Yeah, by 1. Like, it rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 1. And I have to use a new roll. So, that will be 15 points of damage.
And are you attacking the one that's closest to Esmeralda or the one that's closest to Darts?
Whatever one's on the left.
So 15, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, and they're going to make no attacks because they're still kind of they moved into the room, but they're still a little confused as to, like, their ally attacked them, like their leader kind of sort of attacked them, and they're still just like a little bit confused as to what's going on. But that's their turn. Zella, you're up.
alright. everybody's gathered in a very tight little area. So,
Acid blast again. Acid blast again.
no.
Fireball.
Technically, you could, but
So I have a question on the acid blast. Does that apply like a damage over time acid on their turns, or
no. It's basically
No.
just
does flat
it's just
damage?
It's
yeah,
flavor.
it's just a flavored fireball. Yeah,
Okay.
but
'Cause I know some of the acid spells actually apply DOTs. I just didn't know.
yeah.
Yep, mine
Tech-
does.
Technically, if you were to cast the fireball here, you would only hit.
Hold on.
So
Where?
if you were to cast like right here, you would only hit the 3 if-
Okay.
if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, let's do just a normal fireball.
Normal fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll roll their saves. That's a fail. That's a fail. And that's a fail. So they all fail.
28.
28 damage each.
Mhm.
Oi. Okay. Them damn fireballs.
And then I'm gonna use a bonus action to give myself another level 3 spell.
We love sorcery point.
Heat.
Okay.
Okay, that's my action.
You're not moving at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm in prime position.
Oh, okay. Alright. With that, Bruno, you're up.
Right. Let's see. Wow. Now they're burning and on fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Does any of them look like they're close to death's door?
I mean, they're kind of dead.
I was gonna say, they're all undead, so they've already came into Death's house.
I would
This is a-
I would say the one closest to Esmeralda. So Darts has the red cape. Esmeralda's straight across from them. Looks the most injured, like the most like the parts of them that you can see, like the physical body behind the armor. Looks the most eaten away by the fire and acid and everything else that's hit it.
Gotcha. Alright, then I'll go ahead and do some quick movements. Muhammad Ali. Punchy punchy.
Okay.
Where is my fist? There it is. That is a 22 for the first one.
Yep, that hits.
Oh my god. And that's a 28.
That hits.
That's a crit.
Nice.
And then just to make it so I don't have to roll and then roll again, I'm just gonna use my bonus action punch as well now.
Okay.
Save time.
Yeah, bonus action, punch that rotting corpse that you were afraid of getting gunk on your hand before.
Look. Listen.
You're a bugbear. I don't know how consistent bugbears are. You can swing from one end of the spectrum to the other. Aaron is just gonna rip you about it.
I mean, Vera did.
This is
You don't
What?
know that. Stop that.
Ooh.
That's an
Infighting, not good.
18. Is that it? Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so they all hit. All right. I'll roll the non-crit ones first.
Well, it would just be 4d8, wouldn't it?
It's
Yep, 48 points of damage.
As
48.
far as Alarin is
Because
concerned, Bruno
you
is
do
like, the
1d8 per
best
punch, right?
jokester ever.
Yeah, I do 1d8 per punch.
So you'd have, yeah, it'd be 4, because the crit is just 2d8, so it'd be a total of 4d8 plus your plus 5 modifier to 3, so it'd be 4d8 plus 15.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just want to make it easy for you.
No, I appreciate it. Alright. 48, what did I get? That is a total... Fucking 24 total plus 15. I can do math. 39.
39 damage. Yeah, you just lay in with your fist, just slamming through, and you see like parts of the body and the armor just kind of breaking and falling apart. You have dealt a significant blow to this creature.
Yeah.
Does being the bigger size do anything for you?
Oh, that's right. I got an extra d6 for each time I hit. Hold on.
Okay, so roll 3d6 then.
Whoops. Thank you for reminding me. That's 10.
10.
Yeah, so 49 total.
Okay. Bruno's massive form. You all see this as Bruno's massive form, just fists flying like at lightning speed. And he's massive, and these fists just impact this body repeatedly, crushing it as he just plasters what's remaining of this form across the floor.
Canned food.
Alright. Is that all for you, Bruno?
Yes, sir.
Alright, Darts, you're up.
Okay. Seeing one of them fall already, would there be a way to get around this undead creature without provoking opportunity?
No, because you'd
Just
have
like to get on the other side of him?
you'd have to move around Bruno, because Bruno's taking up a much larger space than
Okay.
and he's basically in a doorway, so you'd have to move around Bruno and go through the door to get behind him.
Okay.
So you would provoke at least you'd provoke one opportunity attack.
Yeah. Well, speaking as a free action, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call out to the one in the back that attacked this enemy. If you're on our side, tell us now. And as I'm doing that, I'm gonna cut down this other undead creature in front of me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a total of 3 attacks.
Okay.
One's a natural 20.
Yes.
One's a 22.
Okay.
And the last one is a 18.
Those all hit.
So I'll roll the crit real quick.
Because that's with your frost brand, isn't it?
Yep.
So you double
Yeah.
double all dice. So just
So that is 13. Okay, so it's 13 slashing damage with a magical weapon. And then I have to do the separate.
no, just
Uh,
you can just put it all together.
radiant damage. I
Yep.
can't do it. It
Re-
gets doubled.
You double the radiant
Oh!
damage. You double the
And
cold
I
damage.
have to double it again because it's an undead creature.
Wait, what?
Because
does it double
in
the
my Crimson
dice?
Right. Yeah, it doubles the dice already if it's undead creature.
Okay, so you
So
double
I
the dice.
get like
It's
I
it'll
double
be
double.
Yeah, it'd be 4 whatever.
Yeah. So 8 frost damage and then 15 radiant damage.
Okay.
With my
was
first slash.
13 slashing,
8
8 frost,
frost,
and 15.
and then 15 radiant.
Alright. Okay. Okay. You can just, unless I ask for it, just put all the damage together.
Okay.
That's 36. Okay.
So
Go ahead with
I'll
the
do
rest.
my next. So that is. Okay. So the next one is 13 points of slashing frost damage, and then 3 points of radiant.
16 points.
And then the last one, 6 points slashing, 2 points of frost, and 1 point of radiant. Oh, wait, that's a double dice. I forgot about that. Oops. 4 points of radiant. Sorry.
Okay, so it's how much total?
So for that one, I rolled really low. So that is 4 points of radiant, and then I believe it was 7 points of frost and slash.
Okay. It looks severely injured.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Henra, you're up.
Alright, I'll take the first shot at the one that just got super damaged.
Okay.
That'll be a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And 15 points of damage for the first shot.
Your first shot impacts in the head, and you see the burning flame as it kind of expands out across the face. Yeah. And it collapses.
Sweet. Second shot on the other one now.
Okay.
That'll be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And that'll be 8 points of damage. Wait, 9.
9. Okay. Alright.
And that would be all for
And
me.
Alexa, do they get a save each time damage from one of your allies?
It doesn't say that they do.
Okay. If it doesn't say it, then it doesn't happen.
Okay.
They are basically just yours. Okay. Alright. Anything else for you, Enra?
Nope, that's all.
Okay. Vera, what are you doing?
Okay.
It's just that last one that's alive, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna move to it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Can't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Branding Smite
Okay.
on my hammer.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make my 2 attacks with my warhammer.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20 and a 21.
Those both hit.
Okay. It's me 31 damage total.
Alright. Excellent. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. Up next is Aaron.
Alright, well, Aileron, seeing as everybody's next to it. Wow. Seeing as Vera's next to this. Well, that's a great friggin' question. What will Aileron do? There's one left, and all my spells are psychic. And it's clearly undead, and I have no idea if psychic's gonna work. You know what? Aileron's gonna use his cantrip from his Dragon Mark. He hasn't done that in a while. He's gonna use his Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible. That's a nat 1. Plus 6 is oh no, wait, that's a 7. Plus 6 is 13. But I think it misses.
Hit.
Oh, sweet! Alright, well, it was 10 damage. 10 frost damage. And it's chilled.
Okay.
And then
Seem to react.
It doesn't seem to react. He's also Bardic Inspirationing. Let's go. Bruno! Bruno, your fists of fury were amazing. Go do that again. That's all you're getting for an inspiration.
Do you feel inspired, Bruno?
Do you feel inspired to use your fists of fury again, Bruno? Probably not. I'm pretty bad with inspirational statements.
Alright. Esmeralda's gonna move into the room behind the creature opposite to where Vera is and make 3 attacks with advantage. Wow, that's pretty bad. With advantage, she rolled an 11. That one misses. That's a hit. And that's a natural 20.
Yay.
So, D8, D10, or 2 D10s. Or no. D8 and 2 D6s. I'm reading the wrong thing. 14 plus 8 is 22?
Yep.
Alright, she just slams her rapier. The first one misses, like, kind of like, almost clears you, Vera. But her second one, she pulls back, slams it in again, and then brings her hand axe in through the side, into the side of the creature, damaging him. With that, it is his turn. He has no commands and no targets to attack, so he's going to stand there and do nothing. And he peers with these like empty, cold eyes directly at you, Vera, almost kind of beckoning you to command him to do something.
Defend yourself.
With that, we go back to the top of the round with Zella.
Zella is going to... He's within 90 feet, yeah? No, there's people blocking him. Like, in my way. She'll move to just before the doorway area.
Okay. Alright.
And then she's going to throw what looks like a little ball of snow.
Okay.
She's gonna do chromatic orb.
Okay.
That That is a ranged spell attack.
Snowball.
18?
That hits.
Okay. He is going to take 5d8 of cold damage.
Snowball
Which
with rocks.
equals 26.
You all watch as Zella, like, she calmly walks up in front of Bruno and she has this, like, what could only be described as a snowball in her hand. And she just kind of, like, softball pitches it at,
That's what I was expecting.
at the creature, and it slams into the body, and you see just frost and cold just arc over the entirety, and it shatters and falls to the ground.
The snowball had rocks in it.
Alright, so with that, we are out of initiative. And before anything else is done, we're going to call the session. We can pick up from at the end of combat next week. Okay?
Sweet.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty then.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, I'm gonna dip out early then. Well, early. I'm gonna dip out immediately and go cook some food.
Okay.
Because it took all of my willpower not to stand up during this combat and go into my kitchen and cook some food. So I'll
Alright.
talk to you guys later.
Alright,
Okay,
catch you
bye.
later.
Bye.
Dude. Neat.
Well, I'm gonna pop out as well.
Alright, thanks for
Okay,
watching,
bye.
guys.
Okay, bye bye.